Hey, they say the moon landing was fake. JFK, man, they wanted him erased. Aliens and bunkers, government lies, chemtrails painting secrets in the skies. It's a co-host, dual voice or the code, digging through the chaos down every dark road. New world order, we taking names. Bigfoot's real and he knows the game. Conspiracy chaos where the truth gets wild. From pyramids to lizard kings in exile. They hide it all, but we pull the thread. So buckle up tight, it's all in your head. Conspiracy chaos where the truth gets wild. From pyramids to lizard kings in exile. They hide it all, but we pull the thread. So buckle up tight, it's all in your head.
This is Conspiracy Chaos. Truth, fiction, or both? Let's dive in.
Welcome back to another episode of Conspiracy Chaos. My name is RGB. Joining me as always, got my co-host Area 51 Anthony in the building. What's up, Ant?
I would like to plead the fifth.
Yeah, Uncle Fauci. We're going to talk a little bit about that in this roundtable discussion we're going to have with fellow Conspiracy Pod Alliance crew members. We got my man James from the Plunder world. James, what's happening, brother?
I really think I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me. This is going to be fun.
Absolutely, man. Always a pleasure to have you on. And of course, the one and only Sam, host of Web of Mysteries. What up, Sam?
Hi, buddy. Also, it's very nice to see all of you again, and it's very nice to meet you, Mr. Plunder. Which I got your second card deck, and it's really fucking awesome.
Hey,
Y'all should
all
check
right.
him out.
Oh yeah, I just busted open number 2 not too long ago. Wrap it right there. With the cards though.
I think we should have basically have a card night, like maybe once a month with James, where we like go and we just
Bust
do
out
literally
an
one
episode. You
card.
could do an episode on each card.
One card can be a whole podcast. It really can. I was going through these, and I mean, they just blow my mind, James. They really do.
Well, I appreciate that, but here in
Some
the
of the
next,
shit I've never even heard of.
4 weeks, maybe 4 or 5 weeks, Series 3 will be here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that one, man. It's so cool. My favorite thing about it is the fucking magnifying glass you attach to it, because I can't see that shit for nothing anymore.
Well, I'm kind of like, look, I've made every mistake. I'm not gonna lie, and I've stopped with the micro tiniest font I can find. I know that's irritating, so things are a little bigger and easier to read in the future.
Oh yeah, no, but it's super cool. Like Anthony said, there's some of them, like even as us, conspiracy guys, there's some we don't know. Like we might know a little bit about or heard about, but there's ones that I've been shuffling through the card, and I start reading it, and then before you know it, I'm down a rabbit hole.
Hey,
I got the Milgram experiment
down there.
Yes, sir.
Right.
It's the Milgram experiment.
Yep.
I got the Propaganda Masonica Due, also known as P2. DARPA with the Smart Dust, and the Killer Robots, which goes hard as fuck. I like the concept art of it. It's really cool, and it talks about the computer engineering firms. And then you have AstroTurf. I've never even heard of this before, this card deck. So thank you, man.
Oh yeah, no, you're welcome. I got enough.
Cool.
I got enough topics for 10 series.
That's awesome.
We love it.
That's awesome. It's got to be a lot of time and research that goes into and obviously making the artwork and everything too. I mean,
Yeah,
I know we talked about when we had you on, but
yeah, I mean, I got books everywhere, and I read. I dedicate a couple hours of reading every night, and like right now, I'm going through. Armie Hammer is right, the actor.
yeah.
His granddaddy, Armand Hammer, the billionaire.
Okay.
Like Arm & Hammer?
Oh, you're close. He's actually not related to the baking soda.
This guy is the actor who got in trouble for alleged cannibalism.
Yeah. Well, his granddaddy, Armand, he founded Occidental Petroleum, also known as Oxy. And he's also a big, he was tight with Lenin. I mean, the guy was born in the late 1800s, and he created a liquor company. He became a doctor. He bred thoroughbred beef. He got into the oil and gas industry. I mean, this guy is just like everything he touched turned to gold. And I've been reading his book, and he's one of those guys who's connected. In fact, Al Gore, it's ironic, he would not have a career if it wasn't for his daddy being Armand Hammer's personal senator to get all of his drilling contracts passed through. So the irony is the big guy who's against gas and global warming, he got rich from a petroleum industry.
Wow.
Which I can't remember who it is, but the guy that started up the big I don't think it was Rockefeller, but he had a lot of the oil stuff, and he patented the petroleum, like the jelly and everything. He would eat a spoonful of it every day till he died. Like,
I wonder if that's what killed him.
if I remember correctly, I think he had health problems, but it wouldn't surprise me if his like aide just said, I'm tired of taking care of this old man. Just you know what I mean?
Oh,
Well, I've heard of petroleum jelly going in the other end, but not that one.
yeah, right.
Hey,
right.
look, man. Look, sometimes you just need a very good lubricant.
And it looks like someone who just our next guest who just jumped on. He's using some type of lubricant over there on a surfboard or some shit. I can't tell what he's doing, but we got the hometown prophet Matty Lane jumping on. Matt, what's up, kid?
What's going on, gentlemen? I'm working on a little American Eagle. It's made out of metal.
Okay, nice.
Anyway, I'm making it rusty on one part and shiny for. Got a high and bored one day and had an idea. I make these at my shop. So, anyway, petroleum jelly, nothing better for chapped lips. Other than that, I really don't like using this stuff. But how we doing tonight, fellas?
Hey, listen, real quick. Petroleum. I got to give a shout out for our golfers. Scrounge uses it on the face of his club, and he fucking cheats every time we play because it prevents the ball from slicing. I don't know if you guys know that out there, but it's actually a cheat code. You put a little bit of petroleum jelly on the face of the driver and go straight every time. But
Anthony,
welcome to the show, Maddie. Thanks for coming on, bro.
There's actually a company called Slick Stick that sells it. It's like a big tube of chapstick, and you can put it on there. I've seen many people, not only Scrounge, but I've seen many people use it. It just catches the ball that extra half a second off the club, so it eliminates it from popping off to the right.
So, what is slicing for those who don't play golf, such as myself?
So if you want to hit it straight, is ideal in golf. But a slice is when it goes out straight for about 100 yards, and it goes 100. Then the slice is where it starts to take off to the right at 100 yards. So it just like a boomerang. So
it sounds like y'all need to use Kentucky Vintage and taking the Coriolis effect on golf.
I don't know, man. We all need something. We all need something. That's for damn sure. But boys, let's get into it tonight, man. I want to bring up today's current event with Mr. Plead the Fifth himself, man. Fauci. I ain't even calling him a doctor. I mean, this guy has a checkered history going back to the 90s with AZT and the AIDS and all that. Like, he was involved in that. I don't know what people know about that situation. But today, pleading the fifth, I mean, I forget who it was, but was asking him what color tie he was wearing, and he was pleading the fifth on it. Like, just absolutely
Could you make
ridiculous.
a bet on that today?
I don't know.
Was that probably.
Was that a Calci bet? I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I was being facetious, but like, you never know. Let me say this real quick, and I'll jump out the way for anybody who wants to speak on this topic. So you guys know when COVID-19 ended, it ended the year of the tiger, when Tiger King was happening and all this stuff.
Okay.
Today leaves 155 days left in the year. In gematria, that equals 155. Now, coronavirus equals 155. Today is also International Tiger Day.
Oh, shit.
The world's a stage, gentlemen. The world's a stage. And they have their markers. And I've been following that Zachary K. Hubbard, if you guys aren't hip to him, on the sports bet stuff. I'm hoping I finally kind of unlocked the code today, but he gives you numbers not just for games and stuff, but Zach talks about history and the news and all this stuff, man. And it's wild that this Fauci thing's going on while Spain, who just won the World Cup, their 38th win, is now on fire. Fire equals 38.
I just seen you say that in the chat.
Yeah, man, it's beyond coincidental,
Man, have you ever spoke to Larry Johnson? the former football player, he's huge into the gematria shit, man.
No, I've listened to a couple shows with him, but like I still have been too lazy to make my own podcast. I've been kind of too focused on getting Joe and Christine's story out there and my own mess. Like I got projects all over the place right now. I'm trying to make money, and podcasting I know is not going to do it for me for a while. So just to self promote real quick, fellas, I got Christine on Crow 777 on July 22nd. And then 3 or 4 days later, Greg Carwood releases a show on primary water with an expert primary water well driller who does it for private people and companies. So it's real.
That's crazy.
And soon it's
interview.
It was a really good one. But he's trying to set it up for people privately who have a fuck ton of money to drill that deep. The rest of us don't have that, and that's why I fell in love with Joe and his story. Joe's trying to get it to all of us because this shit's everywhere. It shouldn't just be for people with money.
Last you came on, you said that it was looking up for him, getting out a little sooner than later. Or
man, we're trying. We gotta raise a lot of money for Christine to be able to afford the lawyer who actually set the one lawyer they found out of years and years and years who are actually willing to come to Florida and battle it out with Sarasota County. Yeah, they think they can get them out. We just there's a lot behind it. There's a lot, but
is the majority of it just water rights?
No, it's more than that. It's a deep story. If you get the chance to check it out on Crow, or hopefully you can NDS Conspiracy Chaos did a show.
I was just gonna say you can go back and check out Conspiracy Chaos, the episode of Matt. And
yeah, we even had Christine made a surprise appearance for us on that episode. Actually,
sure did.
Yep, and I told you guys in the chat I got the chance to go down there and see the well and taste it for myself. I had to validate it, make sure it was real, which I knew it was, but
if you're going to stand behind it the way you're going to stand behind it, you want to have yourself.
I had to go stand on the ground as well, but I saw it. I talked to the people. I tasted the land. I tasted the water. It's real as it's ever going to get. So I got a lot of work to do. But fucking Fauci, yeah, plead the fifth. Let's go. Tell us about it, boys. I really haven't been paying attention to it. I just saw that stuff that Zach put out, and my mind was just like, oh, that makes so much more sense now.
So I saw something interesting. I saw they said that when you are pardoned, pleading the fifth does not apply to you. So
yeah, they said that to him during
right.
Yeah, the process is that even if you have a plead the fifth, or even have that pardon, you can still be subpoenaed to provide testimony without fear of prosecution. And when you violate that subpoena, that's when you can be prosecuted.
Okay.
And that's what that's basically what they said to him today when they were closing out. Like they kind of like, and then they even said it the way the one guy's like, that's why your lawyers are squirming in their seats back there right now. And like they're one guy's like this, oh fuck, they got us, it was one of those things. And I'm like someone, but I gotta give credit to Tripoli, because he said this years ago that Fauci's gonna be used as the scapegoat. He's gonna be the one that they point the finger at and point the blame on. And he probably knows this. Like this was probably part of the deal. He became all rich and famous. His generations of family are gonna have wealth and blah blah blah, and have whatever, be part of the crew now. And you're gonna see it down the road that someone related to him is in the medical industry doing some fucking corrupt shit, or whatever the case may be. But he's gonna be the scapegoat. They just threw him out there to rot, basically. And he's old enough to probably where he's retiring anyway. So who gives a fuck?
Yeah, his primary idea of how medicines get approved through the NIH, that system's not going away. If you've ever heard of what a primary investigator is, it's called a PI. Mm-hmm. These are the guys that run medical trials, but they work directly with the drug companies. And so when a medical panel issues a report, it's all biased information, and that system hasn't changed. That's all Fauci.
No. All Fauci. Oh, Fauci, what a scumbag that dude is. I'll fight him for charity, man.
I got a question, gentlemen. I just realized something. Fauci has the medal of like freedom, right? Like the highest medal award that a civilian can have. It's like the equivalent of the civilian equivalent of the Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
and I believe it's called the Medal of Freedom. What if that is the what? Because Tom Hanks had it, got it, Ellen got it. I'm pretty sure Fauci has it.
Yeah,
What
Biden
if-
gave it to all of them.
Yes, I know that Obama gave a couple of them to. So I think Obama gave it to Ellen, but it's funny because all of them names have shown up in the Epstein files. All of them have been quote unquote pardoned. But what if that medal, since it's the Medal of Freedom, what if that was them getting the pardon and be secure that they could never be prosecuted for the Epstein shit?
Well, it was a lump pardon, so it's
Yeah.
like it's not just Fauci; it's all the people that were included in his emails and his, I guess, his internet calls. One of the big ones is a guy that is never going to be asked to testify, and that's Paul Offit. Yeah, OFFIT. He was he's like the underling of Fauci that was pushing Remdesivir through. In fact, I don't know. The big question I've always had is, I mean, look, I drive all over the city and I'm always listening to the radio and I still hear commercials for getting your shot, signs of COVID. And then what's that Paxlovid pill?
I was just saying, if it's not COVID, Paxlovid.
Yeah, but you know what Paxlovid is? Paxlovid is a trademark weaker version of quinine, or why can't I think of the word? Not ivermectin, it's the other one that no. Dadgummit, I can't remember it. Hydrochloroquine, that's it. Yeah. Paxlovid is just a weaker trademarked version of that, but that came from Paul Offit, working under Fauci.
I'm checking him out.
This Paul Offit is he's a pediatric doctor.
He looks like a weasel too. I'm looking at him right now.
Well, pediatric, isn't that for like children?
Well, yeah, but the children.
Yes.
I mean, Paul Offit was also. I think Offit was involved in the research study of the homeless children in New York State that Fauci was running. I think that's how they met. It's been a while. I was just showing video here. I got the. I mean, this is whatever you think of RFK. I mean, this is a really good book. It really goes through the background and the history. I'd say there's only maybe 20% of the book is focused on COVID. The rest is just the lowlights of Fauci's early career with AZT, the Beagle study, the research on children that were purposely infected with
the pharmaceutical with like how wasn't that in there too, with how like they passed something that they cannot sue, pharmaceutical companies cannot be sued, basically, so they could just get away with whatever they want.
He enhanced it. Yeah, he enhanced it. But that had been around a little bit earlier. It's the National Childhood Vaccine Act of 1986, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and he was instrumental in that. But that was pressure from all the pharmaceutical companies. And it's still around to this day.
Yeah, this Offit's a real scumbag too. He's a co-investor, received compensation from the commercialization of Rotatech through agreements involving CHOP and the vaccine manufacturer. This financial connection is publicly documented and has been cited by critics. Supporters note that the rotavirus vaccine has prevented large numbers of hospitalizations and deaths worldwide, and the financial interests alone do not demonstrate that the scientists' positions are incorrect.
He probably gets about a nickel per shot.
Yeah,
he's a millionaire.
So they said they were saying Fauci's worth $9 million today, or 9 or 11, but I thought he's worth, after this, he probably is a lot of probably hidden fucking money and a lot of offshore money and a lot of bullshit. But I mean, I would think
handshakes,
more than,
absolutely.
Yeah,
but stocks won't be encouraged. Will not be included in his wealth.
That's true. I mean, 9 million. Shit, 9 million's fucking would be above and beyond plenty of money for me to live and my family comfortably the rest of my life. But the big scheme of things, 9 million is just like any other schmo out there. Really, that's a millionaire.
Oh, that's Lindsey Graham money. That's nothing.
That's what I'm saying. That's right.
This
So
fucking
he's
Fauci,
got a
though,
lot
man.
more than that. I
Yeah,
think
he
he's got a
said-
lot more than that.
The Hill reported that he invoked the Fifth Amendment 111 times.
That's crazy.
Hey, what's
Did you say
111?
111?
Yes.
What do we got? What do we got down there?
Come on now.
So
The-
I was going to say 111. That's
There's
the
got to be a
same.
gematria.
That's what I'm thinking.
Somebody hit a bingo on that
Someone,
one.
I'm gonna start calling Matt the calculator.
Dude, I wish I knew it off the top of my head. I don't have my laptop on me right now because I'm on in the workshop. But 111. Where did it take place at?
Washington.
DC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
on the
DC?
Hill.
Okay.
1 + 1 + 1 is 3. I don't know. There's 3.
Yeah. No, just that. I don't know. This anytime they use the multiple numbers like that, like I didn't post it in the chat yet today, but the whole Spain catching on fire and everything. The headline I saw when I just all I typed in was like, has there been any rumors of fires in Spain? And it was like, yeah, Spain's on fire right now, and France. And as a matter of fact, 220,000 people have been displaced out of their homes, basically.
Damn.
So yeah, I mean, funny they use that 22, just round it up to that number, right? Yeah, 111. I gotta look that up.
I mean, I'm just looking at some crazy spiritual website. It says it's a powerful number aligning with angels, desired outcomes.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anytime you have 3 numbers in a row, they call it angel numbers.
Okay.
Like I say 222 all the time, the time.
Personal
Like, I've been paying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that too, James. Angel
Okay.
number.
Today was also a 1 day in gematria, so you got that too. It all adds up, man. I would like to comb through everything he actually said. What kind of
111, let's see.
it doesn't sound like he said anything, but I plead the fifth.
Well, no,
He
the
did it,
only,
but-
the only fireworks was his lawyer who got threatened by Rand Paul.
But basically, they exposed him, which was what the American people really needed to see. And the fact he did that whole plead the fifth bullshit is kind of goes to show you he's fucking guilty as charged, right?
Yeah, but he did it even when he was asked what color his shirt was.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Are you serious?
yeah,
Like, that's
they
real
were
life?
asking him questions like,
That was real. They asked
Yeah.
him, what color is the carpet? What color is the shirt? What colors?
yeah, I
he
plead
just
the
that was
fifth.
on repeat mode. He just said the same, other than his
Oh,
intro.
It reminded me of Andy Pettit when they asked him if he did a steroids.
Or like Sammy Sosa, he just suddenly forgot English.
Yeah.
I remember
Sammy
that.
Sosa is like one of the best baseball players ever.
Well,
He was-
as long as he had
I
a
mean-
cork bat.
Yeah, true. In the steroid era.
On the steroids, yeah. He wasn't one of the best ever, though. He's
How about
good, but he
Barry
wasn't.
Bonds was the one that
Speaking
was
of,
great when he was
have
doing
any of you
steroids.
guys any of you guys seen Sammy Sosa lately? He's got like that skin pigment disease that he looks white now.
That's
Yeah.
called vitiligo.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he looks strange.
If that's what he actually has, it looks like he had a bunch of plastic surgery done too.
Could have. Let me bring him
Well,
up.
you trying to go the Michael Jackson route?
Well, not by choice, it sounds like.
Sammy Sosa now.
They say
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was a black man. All I've ever seen in my whole life was a white man. So he's been a Michael
he
my
had to
whole
be-
life.
He had to be black. No white man could dance like that.
Oh,
No,
absolutely
hell
not.
no.
There's Sammy Sosa then and now.
Holy smokes. That's
said-
got to be a camera thing, though. Come on.
I don't know. No, they said he's got like that same. I don't know if it's not the same disease as Michael Jackson, but he's got something
No,
where
Michael Jackson had that where
he did it on purpose, didn't he? Didn't Michael Jackson like
fuck is it
purposely
called?
fucking bleach his skin?
No, yes, he did because he had that where your skin, you get like the spots, like some people have like.
Yeah, it's called vitiligo.
I forget what it's called.
But is that
Vitiligo.
even? It's not spotty?
Yes,
Huh.
vitiligo.
Eventually
thank
it'll
you.
take
vitiligo. Yeah,
It destroys the melanin in your skin, and eventually, like some people, it will affect most of the body, but there are the few cases where it affects your entire body. So
Yeah, that's why Michael Jackson did it. I don't know what Sammy Sosa's doing, but
enough cocaine.
he,
It seems
he
like
looks like he's auditioning for white chicks too. You know what I mean? Like,
I know, but that he's definitely committing a fashion crime. I mean, that I don't know what that jacket's going.
and
appropriation of culture.
pull up the cover of White Chicks, the movie with the Wayans brothers, real quick.
Mm.
Or just a picture from the movie,
I got you.
and then tell me that doesn't look like Sammy Sosa. But yeah, this fucking. So, what do you guys think? Once you pulls this up, what do you guys think happens to Fauci in the long scheme of things? Do you think he gets prosecuted?
No,
No.
he's protected. No way. He's earned. It's not
Look at that.
protection.
That's not Sammy Sosa.
Those are some ugly broads.
Sammy Sosa, dog.
Sammy
But-
so. But,
Yes.
no, he's not gonna.
Half
He's
and
not
half.
going down because he's not getting protection from anybody in Washington. He's getting protection from the pharmaceutical industry. He's made them billions. You know, the mandate for that shot alone. He had an interest not only in that but in remdesivir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You've probably seen this. I don't know if I showed this to you last time, but I collect the inserts inside of vaccine boxes when I go to the pharmacy because it's a cheap, free hobby, and I like to read the ingredients.
Yeah.
So I managed to get an insert from the very first line of Pfizer COVID shots.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So you've probably seen this. There have been other people that did this online, but dadgummit, if I can just do this. Let me show you this. This is really interesting. Remember, this is a shot that everybody had to get or they're going to lose their job or get kicked out of school. So this is the insert. And you tell me when you start seeing anything in it.
What the fuck? That's completely blank.
There's nothing.
Oh, shoot. This is way too small. Here, let me back up a little bit. Check this out.
I saw a little dot on the thing. I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
know
that's just that's just some barbecue sauce stain from my finger.
What the fuck?
It looks like a blank fucking sheet
It's
of
completely
paper.
blank. I mean, would you buy a box of cereal if nothing was on it?
No.
Wow.
That's day one issue, brothers.
And people were lining up to take that.
Well, by force, you know. I mean, it's the thing is that like
There was by force, but there definitely was some knuckle. I mean, there's definitely some people that were like,
you're right.
Yes.
But you see, I'm more upset at
Shoot
you
me
see,
up.
this is where the blame trickles down because it's not just Fauci. You see, all those evil people on the national news and the press scaring the hell out of grandparents and the elderly that they're all going to die if they don't get this shot. You know, I don't know about y'all, but do you remember seeing stories of people like being found in their homes because they committed suicide because they were so freaked out?
Mm.
Yeah,
lonely,
and who's going to pay the price for that? You know what I mean? And this is it's beyond Fauci. There are so many other heads that need to roll, and you know, a big finger's pointed at the pharma companies, but the other finger should be pointed at the media for causing such an uproar and just scaring the hell out of the people.
Yeah.
Yep. What about poor
Well,
Grandpa?
no, fear sales.
What's that, Sam?
I said fear sales, and that's
yeah.
how
Yeah,
that's
sure,
legitimately what the media's new motto is.
True.
And
True.
if you think about it, I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, even watching sports, all you see is medical big pharma commercials.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah, brought to you by that. Then the last 30-second side effects are suicide, diarrhea, blah 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 blah, all that crazy shit. So
where
how are they side effects? Suicide, like first off.
Sarah, yeah, those are the SSRIs. So those are those antidepressant medications. Those will kill you faster than anything else, man. It's all made
I'm
up.
aware.
all
The
made
only
up.
time I've ever attempted was when I was on SSRI. So
Where'd our other guest go?
Maddie just jumped over. He's probably going to polish up that eagle. That thing looked pretty sick.
Yeah, it did. I just wanted to tell Maddie that, like, you know, he'd love this, but I'm convinced, like, the names of these medications, like Wegovy or what are some other ones? Skyrizi. If you say them like 3 or 4 times, it's like invoking a demon.
well,
These
Okay.
I know if
like a spell.
Yeah.
if you cut the lights off, go in your bathroom with the lights off, and look in the mirror and yell Lexapro 3 times, a little scary white bitch is gonna pop out with a fucking knife and a scream mask at you.
Yeah.
It's just one of them things.
Like Cthulhu tentacles are going to jump out of your toilet and suck you into the dark realm. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It depends. What's her name? I've always said, hey, give the chick from the asylum a chance. It might just change your life. Not necessarily for the better or for the worse. It just might change your life.
Might change your luck, bro.
They're all,
You say,
they're all
we
crazy.
need to name a drug Bloody Mary. That way you can just say it in the mirror anyway when you take it.
Oh my God.
I mean, hell, good. I've always said grippy socks equals grippy box. So.
Fucking Sam, man. One
So
of the best.
is this it for Fauci, or are they going to call him back on again now? Or I mean, are they hinting?
Yeah.
towards
What does happen next? Like, I don't even know how this works.
There's got to be a claim. There's got to be a clear violation of a testimony where it's shown that he committed perjury. But even then, there's got to be a consensus in the Senate to bring him back in. And I mean, this is all speculation. Like, there's a decent summary of it, like I said, on the Hill. And one of the things that the Democrats are saying is that the panel was handpicked to demonize Fauci. You know, most of the Republicans there were just, they were just sore. But what all that means is it's going to get buried. I mean, the only way it possibly could come to a bigger head is if there was some sort of class action suit and it was brought to a civil matter. But that's going to be so difficult because that dadgum shot's everywhere. I think it's less about what happened during the lockdown and more about what happened with the shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are two separate issues.
Or is he, part of the reason that it got out in the first place?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, of all things, you saw that he kept a diary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I mean, what kind of idiot?
Like, this guy's a real scumbag.
But it's always that way. It's like, I don't know about you, but I never in my life have kept a diary. Okay? No. I know women that as young girls kept a diary. I know like captains on naval vessels keep logs, and I know you report incidents in a journal sometimes, but I just find it bizarre because how many other people have found like these diaries, like Joe Biden's daughter, Anthony Fauci, who else? Oh, of course, Epstein.
Yeah.
Who keeps like
he kept his in his emails, and his email drafts.
Yeah, there's something about that just seems too perfect.
Yeah,
like it's meant to be found. But it also comes on the heels of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. eliminating gain of function research from NIH, which I guess is a good thing, but that doesn't mean private companies aren't going to do it.
Right, they're probably going to do it, and they're going to be less supervised, so more shit's probably going to fucking end up spreading.
And Sam is really still. Is he okay? Okay, maybe he's locked up.
He's frozen.
Yeah,
oh, there
I'm good. I was
you got steady nerves.
That's that good. No. That's that good shit he's smoking.
Unfortunately, no, it's not. I got that store-bought shit. I ran out and I got this. It says it's watermelon and everything, but I was looking at the thing because I've already taken 2 of them to the dome. This is the 3rd one, and I don't feel shit.
Right.
You got to take the seeds out of the watermelon first.
Motherfucker, I know how to eat watermelon. You gotta face fuck it like you would your one, but I'm talking about the weed, not the food.
Oh man,
guys,
I'm sorry for my language.
You're doing great, Sam. You're doing great.
But no, yeah, apparently it has CBG, which is the precursor to the THC and the CBD. It's like 1,350 milligrams, 1,350 milligrams, Delta 8, 50 milligrams of THCP, which they think is like 33. It was only discovered in 2019. It's supposed to be allegedly 33 times stronger than your regular THC. It only has 50 milligrams, and then it has terpenes, which is another 50 milligrams. And it said it may take up to 2 hours, but I'm trying to feel that shit now.
Watch it. We'll be talking to Sam
Did you
tomorrow.
smoke
Like,
it? You
yo,
smoked it? Or you ate
I've
it?
already smoked. I've already smoked
Edibles.
2 of them. This will be the third one.
Oh man, what about 2 hours? We're just gonna see your feet.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
not even.
it'll be cooked.
Yeah, that shit's fucking
Well,
oregano.
You know, I'm trying to unlike that inner Asian. I'm trying to get fried like rice, and it just doesn't work. But with that
Yes.
being said, gentlemen,
Sam,
how
you
do
have to start putting some of these quotes on the back of on some t-shirts, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, I thought about it. Hell, I'm a plug-in for my show. I'm actually about to try to set up a merch store. I want to sell bongs, like certified that I will even test and everything, then clean out and then slap my show's thing on and say spirit animal approved. So
just
There you
one
go.
minor suggestion: if you're going to ease your way into T-shirts or anything with slogans on it, start with like suggestive, sexy stuff. Don't go hardcore into the drugs. Start with things like, "Hey, baby, you want my sweet and sour poke?" You know what I mean? And that that you get the cheeky stuff in there, and then you get the high schoolers wearing it. Then you go into advertising your products.
that's who. Hell, I got my buddy. I call him the vampire. If any of y'all watch the Cult of Conspiracy, you will. If you know, you know. So, all right. Well, he is of a certain religion with that is the geometry and everything. I call him a vampire and everything. They come from the Levant and everything. I was making a joke with him. I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna get me a female vampire." He said, "Nah, they're a different breed." I said, "Yeah, vampire. It's okay. I'll give her my sweet and sour pork." So yeah,
Pork
This
ain't
guy.
kosher.
Oh.
So while someone you mentioned the name earlier, it's kind of off subject a little bit, but it is current events. James, you mentioned Lindsey Graham. You think anything suspicious with his death?
Slightly.
Yeah.
I think Ukraine killed him.
Okay, so here's the play. It's getting hot and heavy in the Persian region, and so in order to prevent the inclusion of Russia, you have to go ahead and amplify their situation in the Ukraine, because if things settle in the Ukraine, then they don't have to worry about a second front. I think the play was to amplify the situation in the Ukraine, and Russia knew it. So this is all speculation, but they're going to keep that quiet. I think it's highly suspicious that he comes back from that summit, and then after his death, Netanyahu comes to Washington and has a meeting with Trump and Zelensky. And then they back out of any ground force or Israeli usage in Iran and just hand the ball off to the U.S. I know there's a lot of insinuation in what I just said, but I think you get what I'm picking up or what I'm laying down.
I got you, 100%. Raj, did you read up in any of that?
No, I haven't followed much of that. I've been out of honestly.
He was over in
Ukraine,
right?
Ukraine, came back,
he
and
was
like
over
2
there
days later passed away.
Yeah. They said it was. They said it was like basically an aneurysm, but like due to like flying, right?
You know,
but you could do that. You could do that with just a little extra heart medication in a coffee cup. You know, I mean see if his ladybugs turn red.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the CIA has a heart attack.
Well, ChatGPT says different, guys. I'm just trying pulling up about. It says, based on the most reliable information I have available, no, there is no credible evidence that Senator Lindsey Graham has passed away. If you've seen posts claiming that he died, they are very likely false or based on rumor. Deaths of
Shut up.
I swear to God, this is what it says right now.
They just had his funeral today.
Yeah,
I know. This is how fucked up. Like how information. Like I literally was just seeing like
floodwaters.
I thought that was
data
Ukrainian.
process center.
Must have shut it down.
He
I
did.
think the data centers are what reason why they take in all that water is so that they can actually funnel the water down into fucking underground cities for the fucking elite. Personally,
You know, water was such a big deal. Like, was it like 15 or 20 years ago?
Mhm.
And there was God, I'm trying to remember. I think it was either in Idaho or Colorado where they had first started preventing homeowners from gaining water rights to their property. And it spread. No, I'm sorry. It started in Oklahoma with the oil billionaire T. Boone Pickens, and he got into the water trade, and so he tapped into the largest aquifer, and he was following in the footsteps of Nestle. They're the biggest bottlers of spring water in the world, and they were selling it to China. In fact, there were famous photos of giant barges trucking huge water bladders of water from Minnesota all the way to China around that time. But I want to say water itself for data centers, I don't know if that would be like a different effort or if they're related. I hope that makes sense.
No, yeah.
That was kind of a ramble.
Speaking of data centers, did you see was it BlackRock just teamed up with Meta? They're gonna make a $14 billion data center. I think down by your way, down in El Paso, I think it was.
Well, that's about a day and a half away, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's in the process, huh? It's going.
Well, Meta's got an order for the Army. Meta is manufacturing their smart goggles, and they're still awaiting a delivery of, I want to say, like 35,000 sets of smart goggles for infantry, and they need a big company to help mass produce them. So BlackRock could definitely finance that. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. To find companies teaming up, what's better than that?
Well, and not only that, BlackRock, I mean, half their board is like of the tribe, and a lot of their technology department is former Unit 8200 and Unit 81 members. It's I don't know about where y'all live, but not too far from where I live, there are entire neighborhoods where all the houses are rentals. It's a rental only neighborhood, and they're all owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, and the other one I forget. And those have only been popping up within the last 5 or 6 years.
Own nothing and like it.
Yeah.
Own nothing and like it. Right there. They own the buildings. They own the property. You're just living there. You don't own it.
You see, like the way I look at it though is that all of these companies, be it Meta, BlackRock, all the technology firms, they got their start through seed money with either Incutel or government grants, and so that should make them public domain. I mean, you want to make them happy and us, then just make every taxpayer, a stockholder.
Yeah, that would work.
Was the other one State Street?
That's
BlackRock,
yes.
Vanguard, and State Street.
State Street, yeah.
Which also own between those three, they own damn near all of the media from. They own Disney, which owns they own Disney. Hell, Fox just got bought out by Disney. It might have been a couple of years ago, but relatively recently. And so, pretty much, and America has a thing against monopolies. That's why they went after Vince for the longest time, because he would. When I say Vince, I mean McMahon, because he was buying out all these regional wrestling companies and turning them into territories like the Florida Championship, the WFC, FCW, which then became NXT. He bought out ECW, turned that into WWECW, and he ran WCW out. And up until recently, the only thing that really could hold up against WWE was the Lucha Underground, and then Ring of Honor and TNA. And then also New Japan Pro Wrestling, but that's overseas. So I don't really count it, but like here in the continental U.S., only 2 other companies could actually give WWE a run for the money, and they were way in the lag. So, wouldn't this technically be a monopoly also because these 3 people pretty much all own each other and everything else?
No, it's just these guys all own a bunch of major companies and are on the same team together. So like you have the owner of executive at Morgan Stanley. You got the owner of Verizon, CEO of Verizon. Let's see who else.
TKO owns TKO owns WWE and UFC, and just
Oh,
like
shit.
how
You know who? Here's a wild one who served on BlackRock's board before he passed in 2024 was Dikembe Mutombo.
Yes.
No kidding.
I remember reading about that.
Huh.
But yeah, the corporate personhood allows corporations to own joint stock in other companies. And if they get, I mean, I'm sure the rules changed, but at one point, as long as they owned at least 5 or 6%, then they had a seat at the board in decision making.
Yeah.
And so you got corporations, chewing up and getting influence into other corporations.
GE.
Yeah, this is kind of funny. Years ago, I used to work in Vegas, and I had to cover a video event where Church's Fried Chicken was having a big party in Las Vegas to honor their high performers. And you'd be surprised, they were announcing the top sales for all of these Church's locations. And the franchises were also owned by competitors. Like KFC would own a Church's, or Domino's Pizza would own a Church's. And I was asking them why. And they said, well, legally it's okay, but what every franchise does is they get another competing franchise to learn their procedures, to learn how they run, so they can constantly know what the competition's up to. And I thought, man, that's smart.
I mean, Pepsi does the same thing. Pepsi had because they couldn't keep up with like Coke and everything, because how they were doing it was they were selling it to the Soviet Union, which Soviet Union, they were already collapsing at the time, so they gave Pepsi they gave them a couple submarines and a couple ships, but so how Pepsi said, well, we can't sell enough to outcompete Coke, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy Taco Bell, we're gonna buy these fast food restaurants so they can only sell our product. And that's actually how Pepsi has been able to stay afloat, because I don't care what you say. Yeah, the cola wars have always been a thing. This is historic now. The Pepsi has always catered themselves as the drink of the African Americans, and Coke, they have a checkered past. They allied themselves with the white man. Specifically, they had campaigns with the Klan and all. But to go past that even when they had blind like taste testing, they had Coca-Cola in this glass and Pepsi in this glass, but they didn't let the taster know which one was what. Do you know which one they said, I'll prefer this one over this one, just the tastes better?
The one.
They always said Coca-Cola tastes better than Pepsi.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. But
I disagree.
I was always more of a Dr. Pepper guy anyway.
Oh, I love that. DDP.
Wasn't that made in Texas? I'm biased because Coke was made in my home state, so I'm a biased motherfucker. But
okay, well then riddle me this.
Yeah.
Okay, Coca-Cola's primary ingredient is the coca leaf, right?
Yes, they filter it through and then after they filter it in through the brewing process, they take it out. Then they sell they legitimately sell the leaves and everything to pharmaceutical companies so that they can make legalized cocaine and amphetamines. Because while yes, it originally had cocaine in it because he made it originally. They made it originally to get off of his morphine addiction. But I don't care what you say. The only reason why Coca-Cola can say it has the original taste is because they still have cocaine in it, just not cocaine. They have the flavor of the leaf. So I say bring back the 1880s fucking glass bottle and start putting the cocaine back in it. We'll make it
just put just name it Medellin edition.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Escobar.
Yeah.
Escobar, no, Escobar. One of his methods to getting the Coke in America was putting it in Coca-Cola. So
He also blackmailed Chiquita Banana to ship
Mhm.
cocaine to Spain.
Which
so
they
Chiquita
were already-
Banana barges had bags of cocaine in them, and God, that was like 2022.
dude, they've
Yeah.
been doing. Have you ever heard of the Banana Wars?
Oh yeah, dude, I made a
Yeah.
card about it.
So
Yeah,
that's
totally.
just it. The Doles and Chiquita companies was running guns and drugs for the CIA, and they're trafficking it up. That's legitimately why we went to war. That's why we had a militaristic coup that the CIA led in Guatemala, and that's why we ended up fucking up Guatemala and Nicaragua.
In fact, I never ever want to go to Colombia ever. That
I
place
did
is
in
so
Brimlow.
messed up. Okay, because they have such a distaste for American or outside investment because these farmlands are just bought up and controlled by Dole and Chiquita Banana. And so there was this massive uprising. So you got these leftist guerrillas that are shooting people that work on the land, threatening executives. And so these banana companies, they under the table, they pay right-wing guerrillas to shoot and kill the leftists. And so you got this turf war with people like Chiquita caught in the middle. And if you're a tourist there and you even look like you got a suitcase or you're a businessman, man, you're going to get kidnapped in a heartbeat. Place is a jungle.
Yeah, but the women are pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, well, there's pretty women in Thailand too. You know, it's
Hey,
more chill.
You just gotta make sure they're women.
You gotta
They-
check. Sometimes they got a joystick. You gotta be sure.
Lady boy.
They say they love you long time.
Lady boy. Yeah, it's so crazy to see. Like when I'm just looking up, like a little bit of Larry Fink. First off, came out of nowhere. One of the largest shareholders in BlackRock comes out of absolute nowhere in the '80s. He was just a small investment banker prior to it. But then he started '88. He started up BlackRock and built it up rather quickly. And then just to see the companies and the power behind them. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Broadcom, Oracle. That's in the technology. In the finance, you got J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Visa, MasterCard. And then they get into the pharmaceutical and the healthcare with United Health Group, Eli Lilly, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Merrick, and then all the companies we were just talking about pretty much. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Walmart, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's, Nike. Then they get into the energy. They have every single base of this covered to where they're going to profit. Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, GE, Caterpillar, Boeing. And then you get into what you hear a lot about when we can get into some extraterrestrial shit. Lockheed Martin. There's always a lot of shit that goes to Lockheed Martin. Raytheon, Northrop. Then they're in the real estate. It goes on and on. Like every single base they have fucking covered.
I'll be
It's
right
incredible.
back.
Okay, buddy. It's incredible. It truly is fucking incredible.
I wonder. I thought Fink was connected to AIG and the HSBC scandal in the '80s, but I probably have that mixed up with somebody else.
Home Depot, Netflix, everything we use on a daily basis. They're and there's no way to avoid it.
No, and they also set policy and hiring practices. You know, when they get positions on the board, one of their primary sins was a couple of years ago instituting that whole DEI social governance program.
Yeah,
you can thank BlackRock for that. And I think they've expanded that concept into other countries too, because Saudi Arabia about 6 or 7 years ago, they were building these rentals where foreign companies could have full production right next to a shipping lane to get their products related to oil and gas right in the channel for a global market. And they were advertising that it is ESG compliant.
Hmm.
And BlackRock was a heavy investor in that.
Wow.
It's just,
all at the same time.
I mean, I don't know how you sell that. I don't know how you sell that concept to other countries. You know, especially when you got like, I mean, shoot. I mean, just look at like Central and South America. The idea of ESG seems preposterous because their language is has gendered words. I don't.
It's insane.
But yeah, thankfully that's kind of dying out.
1.32 billion net worth, Larry Fink. Again, he's
let's
probably worth
see.
more than he's probably worth more than that.
Oh God, that's that's more money than 8 families could spend in a lifetime.
Oh, absolutely.
And I got quite an imagination. There's I'm trying to see that I keep referring to that Hill article. Let's see here. There it is. Democrats. Here we go. They offered him a light defense. Back to Fauci. Let's see. So there's another book I'd like to get. This is Rand Paul's book called Deception, the Great COVID Cover-Up. I don't have that one yet.
Rand Paul went at him today.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's been going at him for, every hearing he's appeared on. This is like his 3rd or 4th appearance. But they're saying basically this hearing appears to be a culmination of months of biased and selected efforts by the majority under the guise of a committee investigation to basically legitimize a predetermined conclusion that was reached years ago. Well, yeah, but from what evidence? I mean, it's not a predetermined conclusion. It's based on some pretty hard evidence out of Fauci's own mouth.
Absolutely.
The scumbag's going to get off. He's I think he's already got a book deal too.
Like 10 million.
Yeah, he'll double what he made off of the pandemic. It's so sick, dude. It's so the fact that it got to this point is pretty crazy.
We're 5-6 years removed from it. That's how slow the gears grind.
I know.
It just nothing's going to bring back people's loved ones. Nothing's going to keep you from witnessing the birth of your child because you had to be behind a glass screen. It's all gone. And I don't know what can be done by Rand Paul or anybody else that would satisfy speaking of, there was a big moment where it wasn't Rand Paul speaking, but another senator said that, hey, Dr. Fauci, there are a bunch of people behind you, and I want them to stand up if they were ever forced to choose between a shot and their job, if they ever had to lose a loved one, or if they, were, whatever. And I want you to turn around and face them. And he wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't turn around.
No.
This guy's good, Raj. I'm going to bring this little clip up from today. This is one of my favorites. There's a couple of them, but
this one was good though.
Yeah, I'll run it.
Fuck do you think you were for doing that? Your advice to communities like that, to idiotic politicians who enforce those rules, arrested that mom for watching a football game with her own family outside. When that story broke, I said to myself, I cannot stand idly on the side and watch this happen. It was about 6 years ago today that I decided I'm going to give up my businesses, sell them all, run for office, run for the United States Senate. Here I am sitting in front of you 6 years later saying, who the fuck do you think you were for doing that? It is a total disgrace what you did to this country. And if my Democrat colleagues are standing there defending you, I hope the voters of the United States of America watch the clips of every one of you doting on a guy who was more interested in being a celebrity than saving American people. I will make it my mission to make certain that every single one of those Democrats who did that will see that clip over and over and over again. Because there is no defense of what you did. You may have had a 50-plus year legacy of public service, but it ends in total and complete disgrace.
You know, that is one thing. I mean, even if he gets away with it, just him going down as a fucking slime ball, I mean, it probably doesn't make him feel like shit, but it's pretty shitty, you know?
Well, and I mean, he kind of, the senator just kind of alluded to it. A lot of this posturing is for the midterms, which it's, you know, they're using Fauci's corpse for votes, which I think is kind of disingenuous too. I mean, don't get me wrong. He needs to be called out. He needs to have all this said to him, but you're right, Anthony. He's not going to go down. And this is just posturing for the midterms, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, this was I agree 100%. It's really, they got a little political with it, but here's the what color tie are you wearing?
Yeah.
It was just funny.
Guy, you had time to sit for In Style magazine.
Was this
Here's what you were doing with your time. You could sit for In Style.
This wasn't it. This was it, I think.
Play that though. Play that.
Oh, well, we'll do that one.
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more, Brown versus Walker, 1896, when he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyers sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it.
That's what you said,
This
right?
isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't want to answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic, you got rich, didn't you? You got rich. While people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's a question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Unbelievable.
You just said you don't have any rights based off of the Constitution when you plead the Fifth, you dumb fuck.
For real.
All right, for somebody with a doctorate, he sure is retarded.
Just a little bit.
Did you ever see that movie, The Dallas Buyers Club?
No.
Okay. It's about the whole AZT scare. And Fauci's not mentioned by name, but he is alluded to as being the primary force behind preventing these buyers clubs from getting their medications.
So he stonewalled people from getting their meds?
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, then burn that motherfucker at the stake.
And some of the medication he was the AZT, was it that was making people sicker than
it was killing them dead.
Yeah, it was
a
killing
chemotherapy drug that was way too strong. I mean, it's like, you know, when you ask the bartender to lean on it a little harder than normal, and that's what made everybody look sick and near death. It was the AZT.
Right.
So is that I'm looking at the cast. Matthew McConaughey was in that.
Yeah,
is that who's
a good movie?
So Dennis O'Hare plays Dr. Severed. Is that who's
You said the mask?
I'm assuming.
Well, no, he's not a character in the film, but
no, but they just come out. They never come out and say it's him.
Right.
But you're saying it
they allude to a higher authority that's never portrayed on screen, but it's clearly Fauci.
Got you.
The Mask, the Jim Carrey movie?
No. Dallas Buyers Club.
All I heard was Mask. My bad.
Or Mask, the Cher movie. Used to have to watch that when I was a boy.
Never seen that one.
I was watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High as a boy. That and Titanic. So
Titanic's a fun conspiracy. I always like starting people off with that. That's the white belt conspiracy I start people off with.
That's level 1.
Yep.
That and the fact that Jack in the movie is honestly a time traveler. Hey, because and there's no record of him on the thing because he won the tickets in the card game. But what makes him a time traveler is the fact that I can't remember which lake he says, but that lake was made like 12 or 15 years after 1912. But the Titanic went down on April 14th, 15th. I got 2:45 a.m. in 1912. Like between 12 and 15 years before that lake was even made. And Jack said he grew up ice fishing with his dad on it. So.
Time traveler?
Yeah, but that's only in the movie. Though I think Captain White. I think that's his name. It pissed me off because I can't think of his name. But like it was his final voyage that he was going to do. He was going to retire, and the fact of the matter,
He's going to retire along with the Olympic. Yep.
Yes, sir. Also, right before they pull out of port on the maiden voyage, J.P. Morgan, he has his own suite, his own he has his own damn near his own level of the ship just for him. He doesn't get on. He and his mistress are seen leaving the ship, but all the men that were against the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
They were all in it, and even in the movie, they were talking. So, what do the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds think about this? Talking about it, and then shortly thereafter, it sinks. Which they've already known for the fact that in the Titanic, up for like a week to 2 weeks before, like over the weekend, there was a fire in the coal room of the Titanic that due to it, it would have weakened the flex point because this is a big ass ship. It has to have a flex point so that it could actually rock with the waves, and it actually broke along that flex point, which is why it sinks down the way it did. And therefore, like up until Robert Ballard finds it, there was a lot of people saying, no, the Titanic didn't split in two. That's preposterous. It went down in one whole thing. No, that bitch broke, and it went almost to a mile of distance between the stern and the bow. Also, there was people that were on it, going on it, but even before it set sail, saying, "Hey, if this is its first trip, why does it seem like the grand staircase has been well used?" Also, the portholes at that point in time did not, which is their windows, was not the number of them was not consistent. The fourth smokestack of the Titanic was purely decorational. It only had 3 operational smokestacks. And the Olympia, like a week before, it was being repaired at the exact same shipyard as the Titanic because it got in a small wreck with a tugboat. And the Titanic, the only officer that they replaced before it set sail was the only motherfucker that had the only key to the binoculars. Also, the radio operator was sent out to 3 different ships, SOS, which Save Our Souls, Ship in Distress, or whatever you want to say. But then it also went to CQW or whatever. I don't know my Morse code, and it's been a while since I looked it up. But it was sending out, which was the standard line. Then he switched over to the new and upcoming SOS. But it was the Carpathia was it. They started setting up the other ship. I can't think of its name, but its operator went to bed. Its only radio operator went to sleep, which he wasn't supposed to do. And then there was we know there was a third ship out there, but we don't know what that ship is. So people have dubbed it colloquially the ghost ship. I'm thinking, what if it probably was a ghost ship? Because I believe that there are such things, there could be echoes of time and everything, and the shit and the ocean is fucking scary. We've found boats years after they've gone missing, just drifting and come up to shore. So I'm not surprised if that was a quote unquote ghost ship. I know I sound crazy, but this is
the show for it.
Hey, and you got a green shotgun pipe. So
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't sweat it.
I mean, her name is Courtney Go Bang. So I think it's time I go Kurt Cobain.
Mm,
Oh God.
this guy's crazy.
So there's
Which
one
he
more
was
thing.
murdered by his wife.
There's one more conspiracy with the Titanic, which was
There's
it?
a bunch.
It was swapped out with the Olympic, and it was actually the youngest of the. So it and the Olympic were sister ships, but there was also the Britannic. So there's actually three sister ships, and all three of them went down by World War One. But there was one nurse, one single bitch on all three ships, to the point that they actually believed, oh no, this crazy Irishwoman, yeah, she's cursed. No one put her on another ship, and she never got on another ship afterwards. She was blackballed.
Wow. I do remember hearing that. She survived all three times, then.
How about what Ernie said? The theory that they were smelting gold, and that's what caused the fire.
Cannot remember who told us that.
That was Ernie, and then they were shipping the gold off in the lifeboats, rafts. That's why they ran out of life rafts, because they didn't have any. They were using all of them to ship off gold. So it's a wild one. There was a fire. That's true. That's
Gold
proven.
from the Federal Reserve. Yeah.
When did that book come out? It was a year before it sank, called not Titanic.
It was 15 years. It was called the sinking of the Titan.
That's it.
And it
Titan.
describes everything what happened to Titanic to a T. And its name was Titan. All you gotta do is put an I and a C, and it says Titanic, and it says that the ship was unsinkable, and they even claimed that the unsinkable ship, the Titanic. And I'm sorry, but at least, which was referenced in the movie at least 5 or 6 times. Look, God has a lot more patience than me. I can say that, but it's best not to go poking the bear, because he has fucked people up for a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
I know William T. Stead was also on that boat, and he was the he was the author of Cecil Rhodes' Last Will and Testament, and he, for at least several drafts, kept Cecil Rhodes' benefactor anonymous, but he accidentally let slip that it was Anthony de Rothschild, and then he boarded the Titanic.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The Wreck of the Titan was first published in 1898.
Okay.
About 15 years.
15 years. Yeah, 14 or 15 years before. That's wild, dude. That's
Yep.
It's about a book it's about a giant ship that was unsinkable that hit an iceberg.
Yeah, and then all those guys got off the boat. So didn't Larry Fink have an office in the towers in 9/11? Twin Towers?
I don't know.
Was he one of the guys? I gotta look that up.
I know
for sure.
the Macy's died on the Titanic as well.
Roger Macy.
Mm-hmm. The man that the Macy's Day Parade is directly named after.
Mm-hmm.
And also about the lifeboats, they actually that sinking is actually why mandatory. They have to have an abundance of lifeboats, and they were on, like, the first couple lifeboats wasn't even being fulfilled or completely full, and people say, oh, masculinity is toxic and everything, but they weren't screaming that when all the men were standing idly and waiting to go into the icy waters so that the women and children could get on the lifeboats.
But today, even though there might be enough lifeboats on some of those Carnival cruise lines, I think I'd rather go down with the ship.
It's more honorable.
Just seeing all the video of people freaking out on those.
Yeah. I couldn't do a cruise because I don't think I could ever do a cruise. Fuck that.
That's just it's like adult children just going nuts.
Nuts.
I will never get on a plane, and I'll never get on a cruise ship. If God wanted me to fly, he would have put wings on my back, on my feet. I'm not an angel, and I'm not Hermes. If God wanted me to be out in the ocean, he would have gave me gills. And last time I checked, I'm not Aquaman.
You do got webs though, man. You got webs. You got webs between your hands and feet.
What if you got on aquatic airplanes and combine both? You know?
Well, we could use some of those aquatic cars in upstate New York right now. The ones that remember those from back in the 70s?
One of the presidents, I think it was Johnson, like, he would freak people out with his amphibian vehicle, because it was I want to say it was like a convertible that was able to go from land to water, which we were doing that
And
shit
see
in
if you
the
can
40s.
find those.
See if I can find them.
No, Anthony. Amphibian vehicles, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
we
always
had
wanted
those.
to ride the hovercrafts on the lake. Those are so cool.
Just float across that shit
with a big giant fan. Oh, it's so neat.
They got these
Thank you,
stupid little
Boatman.
costumes right now. You ever see these things? I see it on Instagram all the time, but they're like little floating things where you can like, it's like a car, but it's got like little propellers on it, so you can just like fucking cruise around the lake and shit. I live on a lake. I'm so tempted to get one, but you hit one stick or something with that thing, that sucker's popping and you're sinking. So I'm not really about that life.
Popping and dropping, that's it.
Yeah, I don't go in water I can't see in. So
I thought they just put like inflatable tubes like around the chassis to keep it afloat.
Yeah, I'll find them. It's funny.
What do you think's creepier, swimming in a lake or an ocean, Raj? You say you don't swim in water you can't see in.
Yeah, I don't like the ocean, man. NASA didn't either. That's why they stopped researching it and just went to space, because there's some crazy shit down there.
Look up the bloop.
I like that
look at
sporty
those.
model on the bottom there. That's
look at those. Those are fire.
See,
man.
I want one. I want the first picture, the military one, because I've always loved those.
Think about how much time you would save if you could just go around traffic, like especially in our area where the highway is. We could just go right down the Hudson River and be fucking good to go.
Oh man, the 105's jammed. No problem. Let's take the lake.
No, there was like on D-Day, there were inflatable tanks that were supposed to be able to go from the water onto the land. There was like 6 deployed, and only 1 made it, and the rest sank at the bottom of the fucking ocean. They had an iron coffin. No,
Well, not too far from here. The Navy was experimenting with building ships out of concrete, and apparently it didn't work. And so they sank the fleet just down here south of Galveston. So there's a big artificial reef made up of broken up concrete naval ships.
That's crazy.
I know that they also did a thing where they took pykrete. It's like wood pulp and I want to say ice, and like they tried to make, because they got the idea from the what is it? It was a plane that was made out of wood. Pykrete. I think I'm getting it mixed up, but it was like wood pulp. Pretty much the entire plane should not have worked. I think it was the Lucy Goose.
Spruce Goose?
That one. Can you
that's the Howard Hughes, the big giant plane.
Yeah, Howard Hughes
made out of wood?
Yeah, made out of wood pulp.
And Howard Hughes is the direct inspiration of Iron Man.
He's buried here in Houston. Been to his grave.
That is dope. He died, if I'm not mistaken. He died. He started living as a recluse in like Mexico, and he died there.
Yeah, he was staying at a hotel line called the Princess Hotels, and that was owned by his rumored replacement, a guy named Daniel Ludwig, and he was a shipping magnate that competed with the Onassis family. You know, Jackie
O's second husband.
Yeah. So Daniel Ludwig was a big competitor in the shipping industry, but he had an edge because he had exclusive contracts with the Rockefeller Standard Oil Company. And they rewarded him. They gave him a piece of property in Brazil the size of Connecticut. And
speaking of Brazil and weird aspects, did you know that Brazil has Nazi colonies? And
oh yeah.
I think Argentina. Well, I know Argentina has the Nazi colonies. I think it's Brazil that actually has the Confederate colonies.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the Confederacy fled to South America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they could still own slaves there up until like 15 years later.
But a lot of the old Nazi lines, you see, because prior to World War II, South America was a big booming tourist site for Germans. And they had the ports aplenty. There were tons of it's kind of like when we go to Hawaii and they put on the show but they speak English. Well, they did the whole thing, only they spoke German, and a lot of the Nazi officers left there. Klaus Barbie was found in, I think, Chile. He was helping train some of the right wing militias that were executing the leftists after the CIA coups in South America.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what was the crazy Doctor Death, the Nazi? I think.
Mengele?
Yeah. What
Yeah,
didn't
the
he make it
song
to,
that
like, New
Slayer
Zealand?
wrote "Angel of Death" about.
I
Okay.
I was gonna say Dr. Death. You talking Fauci again?
That guy
So
too.
he was fucking around with like twins and trying to change the eye colors and shit. But continued his research and everything after the war down in like South America and everything. And like he was stealing twins even down there, and it was weird. That's actually where they got the idea loosely of like human centipede.
Well, in
Why did-
Argentina, there's that city that town that's got a bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed twins, and they look
Oh,
very,
dude.
very German.
Yeah.
Have you not seen the during the World Cup the Argentina when they cut to all the blonde haired blue eyed girls? And
Yeah.
I even made a meme about it, say, there's a reason why them genetics are strong down south.
Mhm.
So thank you, Germany.
Why is it that all the elites though they want to do like testing, like with
Genetics.
genetically testing, like even with Epstein was allegedly doing that at Zorro Ranch. Like it all comes down to like genetic like I know
It's
is it really
eugenics.
just to try to live forever type shit?
Well, it's
kind of.
evolved. It's evolved from eugenics all the way to testing biological weapons, finding resistance, capturing cures, and then unlocking genetic manipulation to extend life. So the goal or the goalposts change, but who knows what it's going to turn into after they've extended life. It'll probably go into combining digital or internet connectivity to neurons.
Fucking craziness. Absolutely fucking
I mean, I'm more
crazy.
freaked out about like they're pushing this internet protection bill to get you to log into Facebook and these other social media apps with your face or some sort of authorized approved card or membership, and they're making it voluntary because it's through the corporations, y'all. It's a private company, but then as the dominoes fall, it's going to become more and more restrictive where you're going to need an ID or your face just to log into your computer.
Yeah, Anthony just broke his phone and he can't log into anything.
Yeah, that totally sucks. And forgot all my passwords because all my passwords were on my phone that I broke, and it wasn't.
But here's the fucked up thing:
they
they could FaceTime you and take your facial recognition and know that it's you from the phone and from the data and all the information they have on you already,
They should
and just
be
give
able
you
to.
your information, give you all your pictures and all that shit back.
I bet if you go cut down a flock camera, they know who you are right away.
Of course.
Dude, speaking of that, there was just 3 guys in my neck of woods that got caught doing that shit.
We just had 3 cameras cut down today. Speaking of 3, shout out 3 eyes. Pop it in the chat.
Yo.
All I know is, if you want, look, when they're trying to make a data center here, and allegedly somebody hint has been telling all the meth heads, hey, when that data center comes open and all these just know, and one flock camera there's like 4 or 5 pounds of copper in it. But that their data center, that's enough for you to get you at least 2 or 3 highballs. So you go have fun there, Bubba.
I mean, the scrappers are getting desperate. They're stealing brass where I'm living now.
Dude, my dad left town for a couple months, like last year. He came back. His house was gone. Like, motherfuckers broke his house down and took the fucking copper wire out that sumbitch.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
I hope whoever did that, they had them a rip snorting good time, and they have a little bit too much of a good time.
That'll buy enough for like one night.
No, I hope they got some fentanyl. They took my dad's house. Fuck them.
Yeah.
That my dad built. So
Got 18 cents a foot on some copper, 18 cents a yard, or whatever the fuck it is, pound, whatever, however they fucking do it. Some
Um,
scumbags.
I think right now it's like a quarter where I'm at. Hell, I know some people that making a fucking killing off of it. But like around here, you can also go up and like you can recycle aluminum. So I'm collecting a bunch of like tin cans and everything. I'm about to get me a forge. Well, I'm about to get me a crucible and everything, so I can just start melting them and making out ingots of aluminum, so I can go up and sell to the scrap yards.
You know, there was a couple of scams years ago. I don't know if you can still do this, but
You could fill them.
I love reading about scams or just really creative ways to take advantage of trash. So I guess it was in like the early 80s, the Air Force was decommissioning all their old DC-10 transport planes, and they were having these government auctions out in the desert. And one fella goes out there and nobody's bidding on them because they're just big giant planes. And so he puts down a cheap bid and he gets like 10 of these DC-10 planes, and he just goes out there with a ratchet set and then leaves. And they're like, well, what the heck was that? Well, it turns out all he was interested in were the spark plugs, because each one of these DC-10 engines had about 12 spark plugs per engine, and they're gigantic and they're loaded with platinum, loaded. And so he was leaving each plane with about, close to 10 grand in platinum. I know my uncle had a scheme where in the old days, cashing out. I love stories like that. So like the dentists, when they take x-rays of your teeth, in the old days, they'd use film, and when they'd run it through their developer, there would be a solution in the waste that contained a heavy amount of silver. And the easiest way to extract that was through a quick electrolysis. And so one of my uncles got smart and he offered to clean dental x-ray machines for free. And while he was doing it, he'd run his electrolysis through there and he'd get like, close to an ounce of silver out of each x-ray machine.
Damn.
That's awesome. Good idea.
Yeah. We need more stories and ideas like that. Anybody got some scams,
I got one that if I was able to, I would love to do it, but I ain't good with electronics. But what you want to do is take all these old phones and like iPhones and shit, just break them down to their basic units. You can part out the screens, you can part out some of the electronics, but what you really want to do is take out the gold, because they have gold in it for the processing units and shit. So what you want to do is take, and you can like that. You can do it with SD cards. You can do it with like old laptops. You break them down to the bare like components, and you can do the electrolysis to actually take off the gold from it, and then you can scoop that up, put it, and then you can sell that shit. I think that's dope as hell.
It is, but there's a problem with that process. You can do it in your garage, and I've seen
you can
some
blow
fellas,
the fuck up.
Well, the one of the byproducts is hydrogen sulfide gas. And so you need a lot of ventilation. Otherwise, it's going to be, one attempt and that's it. Okay.
Hey, look, I like having explosive thoughts.
Are you saying I shouldn't have taken my phone apart yesterday? The one that's cracked in a million pieces? Because I was just like dissecting it yesterday. That's why I was curious about the gold. I'm like, I'll take some fucking gold. It's useless.
Yeah,
I had to buy it out. So
I mean, it's not going to hurt you there. It's just once you start getting into the chemistry of it, and you got a big tank of it brewing in your garage.
If they wouldn't buy that phone back, huh?
No, I was done. There's nothing. There's useless, man.
That thing was like fucking snap.
But I'm about to go try to find some gold in that thing. I took it apart. I took the screen off yesterday and just see what was inside. I've seen the lithium battery, and I saw all those little microchips. So I didn't realize that was gold in there.
Even if, say, like, for God forbid, if you're ever, like, stuck, stranded, you're in the woods or whatever, like, you have to leave your vehicle. If you don't have a lighter, which I highly suggest everyone carry a fucking lighter, even if it's dead, just carry one. If you can't even get, if the phone is rendered useless, you can take that lithium battery out. What you want to do is put it up under, like, you're going to take your kindling, like, leaves and, like, easily catchable things. And then you can take the tip of your knife and crack the lithium battery. It's going to expel a lot of energy. It's not going to blow up. If there is a pot case, I'm not going to say it's not going to blow up, but it can superheat and actually catch that on fire where you can at least have one fire, but you're gonna have to keep that thing going, the fire itself. But it is a good useful trick. Also, I recommend getting carrying a thing of about a foot of PVC piping on both sides. Thread it so you can pop off either side. Keep in there like a fishing line. Keep in it. Yeah, I'll keep in a full lighter. Keep in a sewing kit, so you can sew up yourself if you absolutely have to. Keep in it a book of matches. Keep in it a thing of you can keep in cotton balls and
I could never sew myself up.
Oh, you would if you had to.
I guess
you would if
right.
you'd
You're
have
right.
to.
Yeah, you would.
Ah, fuck.
And yeah, you can also keep a couple of things of Slim Jims in it and everything, just for small rations. And you can keep it sealed up, keep it in your vehicle. You know why? Because it will be all waterproof inside that PVC pipe when you have it capped off, and it will float.
I'm gonna grab some for you. You'll love this. I think I got it right behind me. Just give me a minute. I'll be back.
All right.
I'm sorry if I sound like a crazy guy.
We already know it,
Oh,
Sam.
you're
It's all
good.
good. You're the man. You're the man. Anth, if you gotta hop off or
Yeah,
anything,
I think I'm gonna dip, fellas, just because I gotta open the store in the morning, up at 5 a.m. But I'll let you guys chop it up. You're cooking, so Raj.
Area 51 Anthony, everybody. Area 51
I
Anthony.
appreciate. I want to see what James has. I'm gonna
What
say.
does that say?
So everybody needs to get one of these. They're cheap. It's a suture practice kit. It's cheap, and in it you can get you get a fake piece of skin, and
oh shit,
you get every kind of suture and needle and hemostat you can think of, and it comes with a guide, and you can practice sewing on realistic skin.
No shit, look at that.
Yeah. And it's pretty handy. And if you can't get this, then you can go to almost any military surplus store or medical supply store, and you can get sutures. You can get the nylon or the kind that dissolve, and you can practice on like a chicken thigh you get at the grocery store.
Pig skin, chicken thighs.
Yeah.
You can also do it with the fake skin that they give to tattoo. You can take a knife, slice it, and you can sew it up.
Yeah, they use pig skins a lot.
But
for
learn if I tell you what, even if you're not a doctor, I tell you what, if you know how to tighten a wound with some sutures, then man, you're worth your weight in gold.
This is good to know because I'm going out on a weekend trip this upcoming weekend outside the Bennington Triangle. So never know what goes on up there.
I hope you're carrying a piece with you, because yeah, don't go in the woods without some form of protection.
Come out, baby.
With some bear spray, something.
Yeah, man.
I'll just throw out some edibles.
There you go.
All right,
fellas, I'm gonna dip. I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow. I'm gonna let you guys stay cooking. James, it's always nice. It's always a pleasure with you. And Sam, good night, brother.
Hey, I think I'm
bless,
playing you
friend.
Friday. I won't be there.
Yeah, man. And I think not this week. Next week I'm playing Jim Hart. So
okay.
But all right, guys.
Mr.
Good night.
James,
I'll talk to you guys soon.
I got a question for you, Mr. James.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I think I have you on the Instagram and everything. I would like to have you on the web here soon, if that's good with you.
Yeah, as long as I can schedule something, then I'm always game. I mean, this is I always tell people that I'm such a Luddite that this whole, camera and talking to people all over the country is just so neat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just makes you feel like such a dork. I get really tired of, so I'm always eager to talk to new people. I'm always good if there's like a topic to discuss. I'm really bad at just kind of riffing.
We're killing it tonight, man. Because but the thing is that because of the way you do your cards and everything, you have so much knowledge in all different areas that you can just go with the flow no matter
but everybody's got their lane, I mean,
sure.
Shoot. But I will tell you this. I don't I go out to the public. I do meet people, and I do notice that there is a thirst that's growing for people that not only can talk about these particular subjects, but also present them in an interesting way to entice people to pull out their phone or buy a book. And so I know, like, here real soon, I want to say it's like this month or next month in Florida, there's a big, I think it's called Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
And
amazing.
yeah, and there's also going to be another one in November just north of me in Dallas, called TrutherCon, and I'm actually going to be at that one.
Are you going? All right, I'll know more after this weekend, but I'm debating going to that one.
To Dallas?
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be a big one. I think the Skiba family is putting that on.
Yeah, those guys were just on Tinfoil. Tripoli's going to be performing there.
Yep.
There's a possibility of me making an appearance down there.
Well, that's awesome. They offer a page for vendors, and so I immediately signed up, and so I'm going to be vending there. And
oh hell yeah!
I'm still trying to work it out, but by then I'll have my new set, and then I'm also going to make an exclusive card just for people who attend TrutherCon.
There you go.
I'm going to go. I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, but no. What my point is that, like, yeah, I'll be on your show. I'll be on anybody's show. I don't care. I'm still trying to figure out how to host my own shows because I do my own thing on my own Rumble channel, but I don't know. I really don't have the chops, and I'm still kind of figuring things out.
Same here.
Yeah. And it's not for like monetization or anything. It's just, to just take advantage of the free resources you have to promote yourself. I mean, my God, there's so many things we can do for free, and it's just a shame that so many people don't take advantage of them.
Yeah. Like with the web and everything, I'm trying to grow it and everything. It's kind of I'm trying my best. I haven't been able to post and everything because I have technical problems a lot, but I'm trying to go. I'm doing it for free, essentially. I make nothing from it. I just like to give out the knowledge that I have. I like talking about subjects that I can't talk with anyone else. So because majority of society are asleep, they even when you do wake them up, it's like, oh no, I think I just gave them an existential crisis.
Yeah, but everybody's busy, and I think like a lot of us in this field, we fall into two big traps. I know I've fallen in them, and I think a lot of us get into this trap where we read about a particular subject and we think we know so much about it, and the people that don't know about it are somehow like, zombies, or they're less, or they're to be looked down on, and that's really the wrong attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people that are just like so frustrating. You pull their teeth out with a screwdriver, but that's a different. Yeah. But the falling into that trap of just thinking that, you're any conversation, you're going to somehow be master and commander of is. That's I mean, that's kind of a real jerky way of going about it. I'd say the only second thing that I would add to that, and this is what I'm trying to avoid, is like, I don't ever want to. Okay, I think I've given this example, but what upsets me the most is people that want to go ahead and put forth a lazy effort and just stick to a story that they made up in their head after they've read like 2 or 3 details. And I don't ever want to be that way. I always want to change. I always want to adapt. I always want to add more to my knowledge base. I don't want to be stubborn, if that makes sense.
Right.
I think a lot of people fall into that.
Yeah, because I've had my mind changed on conspiracies before. I've had 100% had my mind changed where I thought I was like, oh, this is definitely how it happened. I mean, I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but then I heard some different other ones, and I'm like, holy shit. But to your point, though, like with the Web of Mysteries or James, you even just, your Rumble or starting your own channel. The consistency is the biggest thing when you're doing it. Like that is, and it's hard it's so hard. Like we have the 3 of us who do it, and even to line up the 3 of us on the same schedule is tough. Like we figured out like Wednesdays is the best night, but then all of a sudden Wednesdays hits, and I have Anthony's kid's got a softball game, my kid's got a softball game. Okay, We missed a week. All right, shit, we don't have 2 in the back burner. So then we went from 2 episodes a week, tried to do 1, but even to keep it on a consistent basis to drop them, like the summer was just tough for us. So like that's what I was saying to the guys the other day. Like, all right, let's get back on it, even if it's just 2 of us hop on, or even it's myself and like jump on with you guys and do episodes like this, but to have it consistently flowing is what we need.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the best way because that's how our numbers grew. Like I said, I know that Feed Spot, whatever website that is, we're still ranked in the top 100 in conspiracy podcasts. Like I don't know who votes for it or whatever it is, but our name's in there somehow. So
That
I'll
is
take it
dope.
for what it is.
And RGD, you do a wonderful job, honestly. Like you're truly an inspiration. And I understand the consistency thing, and a lot of it is due to me and my cousin, my co-host, and everything. We can't always line things up, and I'm running the Instagram account and everything, and I'm trying to schedule things, but I can't. It's like I have a hard time researching. It's like I'll watch stuff and everything, but I have a hard time trying to put the knowledge from up here to papers and to put it
Mhm.
out on the show. You know what I mean? Because I think some of the best episodes that I've been a part of has been when it's mostly roundtable and everybody's talking and we just
Then
like
those
go
are
with the
the
natural flow.
ones that's the angle maybe you should go is just start bringing more guests on and doing it that way because then you have a topic like they can bring a topic to you and then you just
Well,
cooking with
another thing
gas from
too
there.
is like, I guarantee you probably come across some articles that nobody else has read because I hold on to this principle, and it's true with music, it's true with movies, it's true with any form of media, including this, is that whatever you're talking about, yeah, probably 50 other shows have covered it.
Sure.
But your audience, there's somebody out there where you're the first time they're hearing about it. Okay.
Mhm.
And so I learned this lesson from a really, really good guy named Pete Quinones. But just read a chapter out of a book that you find interesting as a podcast, or
Yeah.
just read 2 or 3 articles you come across on Zero Hedge. And that's a pretty popular website, and it's always got some really wild angle to it. And if you just read those articles, well, that's going to be somebody's first introduction to that particular topic, and it's going to add a bunch of commentary, out of your own mouth. And that way, you don't really have to scrounge for content or write anything down.
That's exactly what I've been doing is because like if I see like a video on Instagram or on X or whatever, YouTube, whatever I'm watching, and it's something like a cryptid that I haven't heard about before, so I'm like, I'll dive into it, I'll put it in my notes, and then I'll go back and I'll do some research on it. Like I was listening to Rogan the other day and they were talking about the Kandahar giants and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, bet.
I believe that's
Like,
the Nephilim.
yeah.
That 100% that's a Nephilim.
You think so? I think it was just the Nephilim roaming around. There's been multiple people who've talked about seeing them out there. Families of them.
You want to know why I say that?
Why is that?
Okay, so giants all over the world, like just to name this one, the Kandahar giant, and then you have the giants of Lovelock Cave. They are both described as being tall. They both are described as having 6 fingers and 6 toes on each both of them. They also talk about how that they're red-haired,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all over the planet. Giants are depicted as having red hair. Now, and that the Nephilim are from the sons of God that entered the daughters of man. Some people say, "Oh, that's the Cain. That's obviously the bloodline of Cain," but no, it's not. It could easily. I believe that the Nephilim that were from the angels and everything that was talked about in Genesis 6, majority of them died during the flood. But Gog is in the Jewish thoughts and everything, their law and everything, which goes into the Christians' Old Testament and everything. Og actually held on to the side of Noah's Ark, which I know that sounds fucking crazy. But he comes in, and then you have Goliath, also a very the most known giant in the Holy Bible. He has 5 brothers. That's also why David collects 5 stones. It's not because that's not so. Oh, if I miss, but and he cracks them in the forehead, and he kills him by cutting his. He kills him with essentially the medieval, the ancient form of a gun called a sling. He kills him with that, then cuts his head off with it. And when you take in the cubits, because cubits is a weird measurement, he was anywhere between like 9 foot and 9 feet and 9 inches, so 16 foot. The Kandahar giant was roughly described around like 14 feet. And then you have the giants of Kandahar, not giants of Kandahar, but the giants of Lovelock Cave, Nevada. And what about them is that their story, that cave has been used off and on all throughout the years by no one knows by who. But the Northern Paiute, a native tribe, talks about how they committed a genocide. There was this cannibalistic tribe. You had the weed eaters and the fish eaters, then you had the man eaters that were giant and everything, that they said had red hair, they were pale skinned. They ended up being a war between both tribes, and the Paiute win, but they got like the last band of survivors. They try to get on the middle of this pond type thing. And the Paiute's like, hey, look, if you stop eating people, we'll let you fucking live. Just stop eating people. And the giants were like, no. So they keep shooting them with arrows and spears and fucking them up. Then they go into the cave. Now, the way that the cave is, there's a cave mouth, and then there was like a tunnel from the cave on the outside. So what the Paiute did, they put brush at the entrance of the cave, and then they had their braves, their warriors, up top with the bows drawn and everything. So they were like, hey, this is your last chance. Stop. Well, this is your last chance at salvation. Stop. If you don't eat us no more, we'll let you live. No answer, nothing. So what they did, they set fire to the mouth of the cave, and and this was a guy who was doing the excavation of it in like 1909, 1910, right around between 1909 and 1912. And he's gone doing this as a surveying, and this is even before archaeology was a thing. So he's cleaning this, he's finding these large bones and everything. He sends them to the Smithsonian. And he also shows them.
That's why he fucked up.
Yes. Because the Smithsonian they even said, yeah, no, we lost them. Fun fact, the Bone Museum up north, I saw a video and everything, and it says this is the skull of a giant. Then it talks about everything else. And I'm like, wait, we might go back to that. But when I tried to restart it, I refreshed the thing and I lost the video. It pissed me off because I would have loved to have it here as evidence. But the Smithsonian, they ended up misplacing the bones. They claimed they misplaced it / destroyed them. The Paiute, they end up burning them out, and they leave. Because they made sure all the giants were dead. They left them where they were. Now, when the gentleman of the surveyor, I can't think of his name. Keep in mind, he was sent there by the Smithsonian. He was a janitor and everything, and he's finding these, and he's like measuring out. He said that he found a leg bone that he estimated was like between 4 and 5 feet.
Dadgum, that's big.
And everything. So, but he's like, obviously, this isn't like any animal leg I've seen. It looks more like just a really big human. And before anyone says, oh, but giants aren't real, that's fairy tales. In every myth, every legend, there is some form of truth. There's a kernel of truth. And I believe that every tale has a kernel of truth. Now, I also believe, because all over the world, they talk about dragons, they talk about Bigfoot, they talk about dragons and giants and all. Our ancestors were not fools. They were just as smart as we are. They just didn't know as much. They did not, there's depictions during the Renaissance. If you look at the photos, which I'll send to you, RGB, of paintings of like religious figures where you see people in like craft flying above. And then you have the Vimanas over in India and Hindu at the Buddhist and Shintoist temples where you sit, and like Hindu and Buddhism, where you see the guy sitting in the lotus position in a thing that says that it would move and take him to the city in the sky, which was the gods' things. And even in the Mahabharata, they talk about the war of the gods, how they would pull back at bows, arrows that would streak across the sky in a fiery flash and never miss. What does that sound like to you, gentlemen? To me, that sounds like fucking hellfire missiles. They said that where that the battle raged, that it's a bright flash went and everything died from these weapons of the gods. Now, you can go to the exact spot where the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita talk about, and you take a Geiger counter out there. Do you want to know what's funny, gentlemen? This happened, like according to legend, this happened thousands and thousands of years ago. Now, the land that is scarred, the land looks like it's vitrified. The rocks look that are smooth as glass, and your Geiger counter will actually show up radioactivity. Now, what I pray ask you, what explodes, has a bright, blinding flash, will melt rock and leave behind a Geiger counter radioactive signal?
Something that Iran doesn't have.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think I wouldn't put it past. They had 60%, 60% yellow cake.
Well, that's they find green glass all the time at the sites of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Dude, they say Sodom and Gomorrah doesn't exist, but yet they're finding sulfur balls and fucking that can only be made like when there's a high concentration of sulfur and fire. And
the green glass, which is melted sand. Yeah.
And that's Sodom and Gomorrah. God said, yeah, no, fuck you two. Y'all are a great sin. Right? I'm just paraphrasing and pretty much skipping a whole lot of the juicy bits in it. Which I think God did that because they were trying to make Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, yes, they were debaucherous and everything. I believe they wanted to rape angels. Which were two male angels and everything. They wanted to, sorry for my language, but rape them because they wanted to know them biblically. And fuck, I can't think of his name, and it's gonna take me off. He said, no, you can't do that. Here, I'll give you my two daughters. They've never known him, and so you can know them.
Why?
So they said, no, we wanted to know the angels, which in that time, in that context, means sexually. So the father was going to go with his daughters to protect these two angels. And the angels said, no, so what you're going to do is you're going to leave. Wait, it was Lot and his daughters and his wife.
Yep.
Which they found Lot's. There's a pillar they call Lot's life and everything. It's completely, I think it's saltpeter and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's standing back, Nick.
Who was the one who had the red hair? Because you were talking about the red hair. Esau. Thank you. I couldn't remember.
I believe he is the precursor to the modern Nephilim. I believe he is the precursor to the Bigfoot and giants.
Yeah, that's what Doc from Prometheus Lands always says too. That was his thought.
Have you ever heard of the Gog scroll that was given to President Bush by Benjamin Netanyahu?
What? Like Gog, as in Gog and Magog?
Yeah, as in Gog and Magog.
Which
this is a bad scan of it, but so I can blow this up. In 2008, George Bush visited Jerusalem, and he was presented a scroll, and it was in Hebrew, and it was also translated into English, and it's basically telling George Bush and comparing him to Gog as the force that will wipe out the enemies of Israel.
Jeez.
And it's a long read, but it's definitely it's easy to find online, but it's the Bush/Gog scroll.
You know what's funny?
Check that out.
Because it talks about it's talking about the enemies of Israel. Did you know that on TV Netanyahu or Satanyahu, whichever you prefer, he says, that America is the new Rome and everything. Then a little later he leaves and he's talking to people on behind the thing and says, what you reading? And the book he's carrying is the Battle of Rome. It's the battle between the Jews and Rome. And he says, well, I think we lost the first battle of Rome, but we're winning the second one. This is the long game. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. I'll try to find the video. I think I reposted it on my Instagram. I'll send it to you, RGB, and I'll send it to you, Mr. James. But
let me ask you guys this real quick. What do you guys think about the proposal of our military and merging with Israel?
I think it's something that they're just trying to make something official that's already occurred, I'd say 10 or 15 years ago.
I believe if we do that, then we should take back the Holy Land, take it from them. But I mean, because personally, I feel like if you're going to get folded in with us, there's only enough room in the locker room for one big dick swinging motherfucker, and that's America. Israel isn't a two-time World War champ. Yes, the Levant is the Holy Land, Israel. Yes, but I say we bring back the Kingdom of Jerusalem and fuck it.
Like everybody needs to leave the United States, but the only thing that can stay are the really good kosher delis. You know, like with the fresh pickles they make right there in house, and they treat you like crap, but everything's always fresh.
Everything's always good. Yeah, absolutely.
Good kosher deli can't be beat.
Can we at least keep Gal Gadot, because that is one fine looking woman. She's Israeli, but she's very pretty.
Yeah, but that's not her real name.
Okay, neither is Viva David, and she isn't even Jewish. She's a Chilean accent.
She's already lying to you before.
We just call her Wonder Woman.
Shorts off. You know?
We just call her Wonder Woman.
I don't care what's in her head. I barely care what comes out the bitch's mouth. I just think she's pretty.
We just call her Wonder Woman. That's all.
She wasn't even that great of a Wonder Woman.
No, terrible movie. Terrible movie.
Honestly, say what you will, I kind of like the one from the 60s.
Yeah, Linda Carter, she's the best.
Yeah, those were great ones. Back, I still watch with my kid the old school Batman from the 60s with Burt Ward and Adam West.
You know what's funny? If you hey, there is a gay test. Look at the Adam West Batman when the Catwoman comes up, and especially in the bodysuit. If your homeboy notices Batman and Robin before he knows this is her, I hate to break it to you, Bubba.
It's okay.
Well, I hate to do this to you, gentlemen. I gotta go. I have to go.
Yeah, I was just gonna wrap this up. Before you do go, why don't you let everybody know where they can find you, Sam?
Oh, y'all can find me at Web of Mysteries. That's Web with 2 B's. That I'm on Instagram. With the same name, Web of Mysteries. You can email me at webofmysteries@gmail.com, and I will always talk to you back. It might be a day or two, but I'm pretty much instantaneous. You can find me at Web of Mysteries on Spotify. I'm about to try to go to Spreaker so I can get put on all platforms. And you can email me or hit me up, DM me, like topics that you would think would be cool, and I'll research them and I'll do my damnedest to get those episodes out to you.
There you go. There you go. And James, why don't you let the listeners know where they can find you and when to expect season 3?
Well, thanks for having me on as always. It's always a lot of fun. My name's James. I make trading cards. I'm the Plunder World guy. They are real trading cards and real packs. I do all the artwork. There's not a single drop of AI in anything I make.
So cool.
And I do shows and conventions, and series 3 is about to drop here in about maybe 4 or 5 weeks. And I'm even making mini boxes of cards, but there won't be any cards in them. I just like cute little stuff like that for your desk.
You could put like D&D dices in those.
I don't know, but then I've had some people at the shows. They're like, "Hey, yo, man, you got any slabs?" And so, yeah, I'm starting to slab my own cards for those high-end collectors. So the high-end collectors that do sports and other trading cards, they like their cards slabbed, and all that means is you get a card graded and you put it in a hard protective shell with a description on the top position. So yeah, people want slab cards. Those will be rolling out for the new conventions I'm going to also. But you can see me on Instagram with show dates and conventions and trading card shows. And any new updates are always on Instagram at Plunder World Cards. And my website's plunderworld.com. And yeah, I do go to conventions. I got a table and I'm right next to the Pokemon and the sports card dealers.
That's awesome.
So, come
With
on
that
by,
being
say hi.
said, what's your favorite Pokemon, dear sir?
I don't know anything about that world.
Yeah,
I'm
I know nothing about
I know
Pokemon
nothing
either. We're
about
too
any of
old
that
for that
stuff.
shit, Sam.
I mean, it's
It came out in 1999.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I was out of high school.
yeah, I don't. I mean, like I liked, look, I liked heavy metal. I liked like barbarian movies. It just didn't appeal to me. And plus, like like RGB said, it was way past my age group.
Okay.
You know what I regret though? So when I was a sophomore in high school in '99, when I started one of my jobs, real quick before I know you guys want to go, I worked at a stand in the mall that sold Pokemon cards and phone cards. And the New York Giants football camp was right down the street, so they used to come in and buy the phone cards all the time. So I met all the players from the Giants, and I don't know how many millions of dollars of Pokemon cards probably went through my hands that I didn't even know about back then.
At least you got to meet LP.
That's it.
When I was a kid, up until the house barn, I had binders full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards and everything.
That was
That
baseball
were-
cards for my era, for sure.
I had my dad's. My parents were born in the 80s. I was born in like the ascent of the 90s. I'm more of a 2000s kid, but I'm a 90s baby. So I grew up playing with my dad's TMNT action figures, and I actually had the shell is like the truck and everything.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I had all that as a kid.
I am showing my age because like nowadays Tonka toys are made from fucking plastic. I had true all American die cast metal. Like I could
Metal.
open up my doors and everything, but yeah,
Lead paint on it and everything.
Tetanus
Probably.
truck.
escape me, son. But no, apparently, when I was a kid, off the back porch of me and my daddy's house, the hole that I was playing in every day as a youngin' with my Tonka trucks, apparently it was a dead man's grave. Our house was put on a burial ground,
Jesus.
and I've seen shadow
Explains
people.
so much.
It does, because I've seen shadow people, and I've had some fucked up paranormal experiences ever since I was a kid. I've been pushed out of a treehouse when I was the only one up there. So,
You're fucking crazy, Sam. One of the best. One of the best. So I appreciate you guys jumping on. Make sure you guys go check these guys out. Web of Mysteries, Plunder World, and don't forget to check out Conspiracy Chaos on all podcast platforms as well as here on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe button. Almost at 200 on the YouTube. So once again, appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
love you, gentlemen.
Night.